This is an update on the 60 Pontiac Catalina. The valves are all free, none of them stuck. I turned the engine twice, all the rocker arms moved, the valves opened and closed. Look how clean this engine is on the inside, no sludge at all. Very well maintained, low mileage engine. It's got the Rochester 2-barrel. I think I have a kit for it, so I might rebuild that tomorrow. Look at how clean the inside of this motor is. Took the distributor cap off, get the wires and everything out, and that rotor, the cap is all brand new. Somebody really looked after this car. I think I'm going to pull the distributor, drain the oil and filter, and put new oil and filter in, and then I'm going to run the oil pump with a drill to get the oil pressure up, and then I'm going to turn it over by hand a few more times. Get some oil in the bearings before I start rotating it a lot. And I think while the distributor is out, I'll put one of those Pentronic electronic ignitions in it. It's only one additional wire coming out of the distributor that goes to the positive side of the coil, and other than that you don't even know they're in there. And I took the air cleaner off, and that's what I found when I took the air cleaner off. Brand new element. The distributor cap, oh, this is the inside of the valve covers. So there's, you know, this old brown discoloration, but there's no sludge, nothing in there. This was the cap. That thing is brand new. So I'll just reuse the distributor cap, and I did order wires because these wires are all split and messed up. So I ordered a set of spark plug wires for it. And those are not the original wires, it's obvious. They don't fit the engine well. So anyway, that's kind of a little bit of what's going on the car. I ordered the hoses and the belts, and you know, get this thing running in a week or so. Work on it as I can. I cleaned up the valve covers and the parts washer, and I was going to repaint them, bead blast them and repaint them, but after I cleaned them up, they look pretty good, and it has that on the right hand valve cover at the rear of the engine. So I think I'm just going to leave them alone. They look not too bad. That's the left hand valve cover there. Cleaned up really nice. The oil caps cleaned up. They're still in the parts washer. And I noticed the air cleaner says front on it. So you get the air cleaner, I guess the snorkel in the right direction. But it is completely free. I can totally turn the engine the full 360 degrees. I turned it over twice to watch all the rocker arms, make sure they all moved, and the valves moved, everything moved. So we'll get it oil pressured up, and I got to make new battery cables. Some reason they cut the cable that went down to the starter and the one that went to the battery, and then the one that right here, this is the purple off the ignition switch, and that went on down to the starter, to the solenoid side of the starter, and that wire has been cut to the starter too. So I got to fix this wiring. I think I'll pop the starter off and go through it, lubricate it, clean it all up, throw brushes in it if it needs it, do whatever it needs, and put new cables on here and try and get it cranking with the starter. So starter's way just down there. It's not too bad. I think I can get at it from underneath the car quite easily. So a little bit more on the Pontiac, and also a dashboard and this thing and the steering wheel. Yeah, this bag, I don't know if anyone remembers these. I remember when I was a kid. You take this and hang it on your vent lever for your garbage. That's what opens and closes the floor vent. And I totally remember these as a kid, so I saved it. That was under this front seat. But look at that. That chrome just gleams. Chrome on the instrument panel. And this heater control is so neat. let me see if I can hold the camera still enough. That light, sorry, it's reflecting, but as you turn it, that hotter you get, the redder that gets. The cooler you turn it, the less red it gets. And then that says off, low, high as you change the fan speed. I just thought that was a really neat feature on the car. This would be your heat. This would be de-ice, and that's off. And that's all vacuum controlled. The Pontiac used vacuum motors instead of cables. So yeah, it's a pretty nice car. The dashboard in this car feels like it sits back a little further than in the 59 Chevy. It feels like the dashboard is a little bit closer to me when I sit in it, and I look at these posts here, and there's quite a bit more length here on this car than there is on the 59 Chevy, so I think you have a little bit more room in this car too. Well, it appears to have more room because the dashboard's closer to the firewall. I don't know if this will show up. You can see the flashing on the gas pedal there. It's not even worn, still has the rubber flashing from when it was molded. So anyway, there's a little bit about the car. Kind of blew the inside out of the leaf blower when it was outside. So that's about it on the Pontiac tonight. I'm going to throw this other valve cover on and close it up. I just put the covers in the air cleaner on just to keep crap from accidentally falling into the, into the engine. I don't want rust particles or dirt or anything. So I'll throw it back on. I'll do a little video of it all together, just setting together. Well, I got the valve covers and the air cleaner back in place. I threw the air cleaner housing in the parts washer too, but it looks better. Just kind of keeps the crap from falling in the intake or the valve cover area just by setting them in place. They're not screwed down or anything, they're just sitting there. So we're going to call it a night. The furnace just kicked on, so I think I'll just call it a night. Thank you for watching my video on the 1960 Catalina. One last thing was I got that tire to hold air. I jacked it out and got the bead pushed up and aired up, and it seems to be holding air. I thought as bad as the sidewalls were that the thing would just blow air out the sidewall, but all four tires are holding air, and they actually have good tread on them. They're just really dry rotted. Let's see, does it say? It says they're Dyna 18. They're G78 14s.